How many of you are mothers here? They say motherhood teaches you strengths that you never thought you had and fears you never thought you existed. This is my story. My name is Kumudam Berkin. I'm 42. I turned 43 this year. Now, there is a reason why I'm mentioning my age. Let's travel back in time. 6 years. 36. I had delivered my second child, and as most of the mothers know, the challenges that come with handling a baby. You're watching the baby, you're taking care of your home, and top COVID to it. Now, we all know what happened during COVID. Lockdown, within four walls, it was becoming increasingly difficult to see each other's faces. And it was during this time I experienced something different in my life. Postpartum, where you do not know why you're having those feelings, those thoughts, sadness, when everything around you is perfectly fine. You've got the greatest spouse, you have wonderful children. Ideally, somebody would come and tell me, hey, you've got it all. Why are you sad? Exactly, that is what postpartum is all about. You do not know why you're sad. I was not a fun person to be around. My husband is here in the audience. You can check with him. He will tell you he faced the maximum brunt. So did my children. Yeah, my daughter is also shaking her head. So I was not a fun person to be around. Always cranky, always angry, like ma'am, you said. Always cranky, always, yelling at my children. What is happening? And, because you're not getting an opportunity to step out. I'm the kind of person who loves to step out and meet and interact with people. And that was completely out of question thanks to COVID. I did what most people who are depressed do. Eat. I ate and I ate and I ate. And I was always hungry. I used to be very proud. You want to eat? Yes. 10:30 in the night, you want to eat? Yes, of course, anything. I would just keep eating. And what did that lead to? I was a whopping 97 kilos. And when you're that heavy, it comes with its own challenges, aches and pains. And women, we all know, we stand in front of the mirror and we are never happy about what we see, right? So I was not happy with myself. I was suffering. I had aches and pains, physical limitations. And to top it off, all these negativity, these thoughts that are, saying you are not good enough as a mother, you're not good enough as a woman, you're not doing enough for your family, right? And I kept sinking into this abyss. It became so difficult. There were days where I would find it difficult to get up from bed. Imagine you have to get up, you have to show up because you've got 2 young children, right? It became increasingly difficult to get up from bed. And I had read somewhere that physical movement releases what is called endorphins, which are your happy hormones, which gives you a high. Lockdown happened, not able to step out. And I told my husband, I think it's time I make a change because this was not going in the right direction. So there was a gym that had opened up in our neighborhood, and they provided what is called CrossFit. CrossFit is basically metabolic conditioning and strength training. And when I mean strength training, I'm talking about Olympic weightlifting. I enrolled myself. And you know how I enrolled myself? My second daughter is here. She turns 7 next month. At that time, she was a baby. So I had my baby carrier. I was with her all the time. And I went and I said, I want to enroll. And they said, yes, please start. When I said motherhood comes with its own challenges. Class timing, 5:30 a.m. in the morning. Now, if you are a mother and you have, experienced what it means to handle a baby, they feed every 2 hours, right? And I'm thinking, oh my God, how am I going to do that? I have to be at class at 5:30 because that was the only slot I could possibly do. Which means if I have to be at the place at 5:30, I'm like back calculating, which means I have to leave my home at 5, which means I have to wake up at 4:30 and I have a child to feed. So I discussed this with my spouse. And I said, we have to come up with a plan. So I used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, feed my child, and stealthily put her down. Because all you mothers know, the moment the child wakes up, you can't step out of that door. I felt like I was Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. It really was Mission Impossible because, I'm walking and I'm not making any sounds, and I used to exit the house. We've all heard one day or day one. That was my day one. I came back. I felt different already. My family said, there is something about you. There's something different about you. And then I went on. Day two, day three. Do you know that even the greatest sportsman, motivation doesn't last, but discipline does, right? Take one day at a time, I told myself. I went on and on and on by the time my kids had grown up, but I wanted to continue. This change impacted my husband. He said, there is something different about you. I want to join too. Challenge number two. We've got 2 young children. Where do we leave them? And I said, if we want to see a different result, we have to do things differently. We can't do the same thing. So all of us went to the box. The place where CrossFit is done is called a box. So all of us went at 4:30. 2 kids, they would be sleeping. We'll just carry them, put them in the car, we would drive. Right? And they will be in a corner, sometimes sleeping while we finish our workout. Right? So our children have essentially seen us doing this. Workout, wake up in the morning, workout, and we had a lot of feedback. Now, as parents, we are always told, hey, this is not right. You should do it this way. Next challenge. How do we go about addressing these comments? Become deaf. One size doesn't fit all. What works for you may not work for me. They said your child needs sleep. You're impacting the growth of the child. And most of the time, these comments come from the closest, which is your family. It's not the friends. It's your own family who will say, no, this is not right. That is not right. We became deaf for a large period of our life. We were deaf, and we said, no, we believe this is the right thing to do. I felt I was becoming physically stronger. Now, I have always, as a girl growing up, we've always seen conventional pictures of beauty. 36, 24, 36, slim, right? Size 0, right? I never wanted to be that. But what I was attracted was to strong. I felt strong was beautiful. I felt women should have muscles. Why not? Muscles are not just for men, right? And I enjoyed weightlifting and strength training. Now, that was a skill I unlocked during this journey. I discovered myself, and I said, hey, carrying weights come easy. Let me keep after it. And the more I carried weights, the happier it made me. What I'm trying to say is physical movement, strength training, it is not about the physical transformation. It is the mental adaptation that happens to you, right? And in this journey, my coach said, hey, there is a powerlifting competition. Why don't you give it a shot? I said, okay, powerlifting. Let's read up more about what powerlifting is. Yeah, so it's essentially weightlifting, where people come and lift 100 kilos, 60 kilos, 120 kilos, right? Powerlifting is a championship. It's a worldwide thing that happens across the world, right? And I felt this might just be my thing because I enjoyed doing weightlifting. I enrolled for it, but the training was hard. They say you read about any sports person. They say that the training period is always harder than the day of competition. I remember my coaches pushing me, right? My diet completely changed. You must have heard, people who are gymming would have heard terms like cutting and bulking and eating carbs and, things like that. So, and this competition happened when I turned 40, right? People say, we've all heard people say, age is a number. Age is just a number. I experienced that. At 40, I entered the competition. I was in the masters category. So they have age categories for powerlifting. And powerlifting involves 3 competitions. One is a deadlift, which is basically taking your weight from the ground, the barbell and the plates. Then you've got a bench press, right? And then you've got a back squat. Day of competition, right? And my family is seeing this transformation. They have been so supportive, right? So the day of competition, I get dropped at the venue, they do a weight check-in, and I am a bag of nerves. I'm nervous. I'm like, and all these thoughts start coming. You're a woman, you can't lift. Who said weightlifting is for women? It's only for men. These thoughts automatically start coming because you're so conditioned to listening and reading these things, right? Weightlifting is not for a woman. A woman can't have muscles. What are you saying? If a woman does weightlifting, they will look like a man. I don't look like a man from any angle. So these are some myths that we are bombarded with as a woman, right? So I'm going to give you some details, some numbers as to how much I lifted. My back squat was 70 kilos. Okay, my bench press was 47 kilos. And my deadlift was 120 kilos. And that deadlift made me the national deadlift champion in the year 2022. After that competition, I felt the world is my oyster. Women in particular, I'm addressing this mainly to women and the girls who are sitting here who are aspiring and following their passion. Follow your passion. Don't give up. If needed, become deaf. Don't listen to what people say. A lot of times people are negative because they have not been able to achieve some things and they see the world through those glasses. In closing, all of you must have heard this, right? You're strong for a girl. I'm going to cancel that. You're not strong for a girl. You are just strong. Thank you.